Yeah, I think ultimately it comes down to productivity and scale. Really, their biggest challenge is to free up advisors so that the advisors can spend more time with their clients. At Pershing, we've made it our mission to help advisors help more people, and we're doing that by creating the most connected and productive platform to power the future of wealth management. And that notion of automation and allowing RIAs and broker-dealers to operate at scale so that their advisors are spending less time doing administrative tasks and systems and more time out with their clients, that's really what it's all about.
How hard it is to do all that? To create that environment where people can just talk to their clients more.
Yeah, it's very challenging, and there's a reason why it's taken us kind of this long in the maturity of our industry to get to a point where we can really do that. We've seen studies that say advisors spend as much as 60 or 70% of their time doing administrative tasks. And so part of what we've done in rolling out a new advisory platform, which we launched at this conference last year, so it's the 1-year birthday of Wove, which is our advisory platform, is built from the ground up an interconnected suite of tools for advisors to use to manage their day-to-day. So it's not a patchwork of stuff that we've bought and tried to sort of stitch together. This is really from the ground up, from its inception. It was designed to be totally interconnected so that data flows seamlessly across the applications, everything works together, and advisors no longer have to kind of swivel between different applications, which just consumes an enormous amount of their time.
From a competitive perspective from BNY Mellon, how do you compete? Is it spending more on technology? How do you guys compete against your competitors out there?
Yeah, well, none of our competitors have the force like we have with
Is that the Fidelities of the world and those types of people?
Fidelity, Schwab, are some of the big players in our space. And really what we have with the entire ecosystem of Bank of New York Mellon is completely unique because we do have a massive technology organization that we can bring to bear with incredible amounts of investment spent on things like resiliency, cybersecurity, as well as the latest and greatest in innovative tech, generative AI. So we have this whole kind of force behind us from a technology perspective. And then we also have a world-class investment management arm. We have world-class treasury services and payments capabilities. So it really creates this whole wrapper around our core custody offering that amplifies what we can bring to the market in a way that nobody else can.
I judge myself for asking this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. As Chief Operating Officer, how do you use AI and generative AI?
Oh, interesting. So we are using AI in a lot of different ways. It's been available on our platform for some time with natural language search and greater ability to navigate. All of our navigation prompts are customized based on what consumers use most, so it is learning along with the user to make the experience more user-friendly and personalized. And we are leveraging tools that help us automate things like processing documents and running more of our operations straight through. We are playing quite heavily with generative AI, particularly internally for now, where we're able to kind of access information much more quickly and have the help of tools as we're kind of creating intel for our clients.
How about cybersecurity, just data security in general? I'm guessing that's a constant source of investment for you guys. How do you think about that?
Yeah, constant. It is one of the most impactful things that we can spend time on because the threats just keep amplifying kind of day over day. We see increasing threats from cyber challenges. And it's one of the reasons why having the Bank of New York Mellon behind Pershing's brand is so powerful. I mean, we are a 240-year-old bank. We pride ourselves on being incredibly resilient, and we really are at the cutting edge of what's happening in the cybersecurity world.
What are you most excited about for the rest of this year?
I'm really excited about what some of the new technologies can bring in terms of productivity and scale. I mean, at its core, generative AI is a productivity tool. Productivity is what we're all about, and I think it's one of the most kind of the biggest step changes in innovation that we've seen in recent history. So I'm really excited to see what we can do with it.
If you lose a group of advisors from your platform, why did they leave?
Interesting. It doesn't happen often. Sometimes it's because they have chosen to consolidate, go through M&A with a company that uses a different provider. So that's often what would drive the change. Sometimes it's a change in model, or they're looking for an exit strategy, so they sell their firm. Those would be the biggest drivers.